Hey everybody, welcome back to the board meeting. Today I'm going to be showing off my board game collection. Now, I did a video pretty much right when I started this channel over a year ago of showing off my board game collection. And back then, the collection was about 350 games or so. The collection in that time has ballooned up. It's gotten to about 600 games now. So yeah, I've gotten quite a bit of more games in here, and out of the 600 games or so in these, I would say probably 50 or maybe a little bit more I have not played. And before you jump all over me for not playing all my games, it's because I constantly have new games coming in. It's not that I'm not playing new games. I learn new games. I probably learn 2 to 3 new games every single week on average. There are some weeks where I learn 5, 6, 7 new games. Some weeks I learn no new games. But usually I learn 3 or so new games every single week. So it kind of just stays at that because I always have new games coming in. In fact, today I just got 2 new games. One got sent to me as a review, one I bought. But yeah, we're just going to go through it. I've got 7 shelves that have board game related stuff on them. Not all of them have board game stuff. But I'll show you the entire collection. And I don't have every single game I own here. I have games that are at my parents' house. I have games that are at my nephew's house. I have games that are at my friends' and family's houses. And then I also have games that I just keep in my car all the time, which sounds weird to some people, but those are games that I constantly am bringing out. But yeah, let's just jump into our first shelf, which is in another room, so we're just going to jump to that, and then I'm going to come back here and show you the other shelves in the collection. So here we have the first shelf, and this first shelf is literally, it's just expansion boxes, basically. I don't have the heart to throw expansion boxes away usually, but yeah, I've got a bunch of these boxes. Down here we actually have a bunch of Magic cards. I used to play Magic a lot. I don't play anymore, unfortunately. And I'm so sorry about the shaking. I'm just holding my phone, and I have shaky hands, so I apologize. I'm going to try and keep it as steady as possible. Then we go down here, we have all the old West Kingdom games and some of the expansions. Some of the games have been put into bigger boxes, you'll just see on the shelves. And I have D&D books. I used to play D&D pretty regularly, but we haven't for about a year and a half now. Alright, so that's that, and then on the bottom is just a bunch of extra stuff. So let's go into the other room. I'll be right back. So, here we have my game table, and I've got tons and tons of games on the game table right now, and I think I've counted like 70 or 80 so far. Because these are actually games that I'm giving away for giveaways for Game-A-Palooza, which is a big board game day / kind of convention that I run here in North Dakota. And if you are around North Dakota, June 4th we're doing that, so if you're around, come stop by. We just play board games from early in the morning until early the next morning. It's a fun day. But these are all the games I'm giving away, and there's like 70 of them here. I bought them for giveaways, and then some of them I actually used to own, and they weren't really working for me, so I'm giving those away. But for the most part, they were just bought for giveaways. And down here, these are the 2 games that I got today, Ginkgopolis and Ethnos. I'm really excited for both of these because both have been recommended to me several times from people. And I have my laptop computer on the desk as always. This desk is a 3-foot by 4-foot table, and this is where I play all of my solo gaming, is on this table. Right now, obviously, I can't, because I'm getting all my Game-A-Palooza stuff set. But yeah, I play all of that on there, and I've got my game mat always on there. Love game mats. Down here, I've got my board game backpack, basically. And yeah, it usually goes with me to game night. So let's go to our first shelves, actually. Our first shelf is this big metal shelf. This is what I record. I hold my phone with this all the time. Up here we just have board game, holding component bits. I got my pinch bowls, if you don't use pinch bowls are amazing, especially these rubber ones that you can squeeze. I got these deck boxes, and these are basically just for my unmatched characters as they come along. I put them in deck boxes that holds everything. Works really good. I have dice chucker trays. and just some more trays and stuff like that. So let's actually get to the shelf itself. And this top shelf is mostly just long Euro boxes. That a bunch of really good games here, you know. Marco Polo, Castel Orleans, Castles of Burgundy, Manhattan Project. So many really good games up here. And the second shelf, it's got these bigger games here. You got the Heroes of Land, Air and Sea, Scythe and all the expansions, Wasteland Express, Euphoria, the biggest hit from last year probably, Ark Nova, which I've been kind of obsessed with lately, and then Fertility, which I have not played yet, but looks interesting. And on the next shelf, we have these like medium-sized boxes that are just awkward to put anywhere, so I just kind of put these on this shelf for now. And I kind of use the system of if it fits, it sits for placing boxes. Got some good games there, though, as well. Mining Colony, which I adore. One of my favorite games from last year. Some solo games. I have not gotten to Unbroken or Set a Watch yet, but I've heard those are pretty good. And this bottom is just full of a bunch of games that I have not gotten to yet, and I hope I can get to them eventually. And in fact, some of these games I've actually had for like 2 years. Pixie Queen, I got right when I got into the hobby, actually. And so I've had it for like 3 or 4 years now, and I haven't played it, and I just haven't gotten the motivation to play it yet. Alright, so let's go to our actual other shelves now. On the top here we have some legacy games. Up there we got Concordia, Lords of Waterdeep, and the Ninja Turtles Dice Masters. Those are just really long boxes that don't really fit on shelves. So let's start with our shelves. And I've got all these boxes covering up other boxes. And I have not played any of these games on this shelf yet. I really want to play Outlive and Steampunk Rally. They seem really good. I got Coimbra over here. And these two shelves basically were games I haven't played yet. Ishtar, very excited for. The other ones I kind of got as review things. I just haven't gotten to them yet. Over here we have some long boxes. Got Gizmo's Lost Ruins of Arnak, a big hit. And then the two Legendary Encounter games. I recently discovered those within the last few months. I really like those. We got Radlands, my favorite game from 2021. And here we have the Pandemic shelf. We got all the Pandemic games, including 2 of the expansions. Pandemic Iberia, which is kind of hard to find. Probably that and the Cthulhu are 2 of my favorite Pandemic games. We go down here, we got more Pandemic. Also, we have 2 of the Forbidden games from Matt Leacock. Got Atlantis Rising, another great cooperative game. Over here, we got Arcadia Quest, just this big game. And I love this game, and I should get rid of it, because I don't know if I'll ever play it again, because it's sort of a campaign, but I just can't seem to get rid of it. And under here, we have the Role Player series. You got Role Player, Lockup, the Cartographers. Got Newton there, still in the wrap, so I haven't played it. Galaxy Trucker, which I've played quite a bit recently, because it was the first time I've gotten to play it. I really liked it. Over here, we got Dune Imperium. And what's behind it? I don't even know what's behind these games. Oh, it's a bunch of space games. Alien Frontiers, Cosmic Colonies, Terraforming Mars, Mission Red Planet. All of those games I really like, actually. Most of them were in my top 100. We got Dragon Castle, a really good abstract-looking game. And then we got some other abstract games here. Got Yinch, Dvan, Noctiluca, Santorini, and Iki. Iki's not a abstract game, really, but yeah. Really good games behind that shelf. Here we have the Days of Wonder shelf. You got Yamatai, one of my favorite board game covers. It just pops so much. Same with 5 Tribes, but I don't have 5 Tribes looking. Got Small World, Quadropolis, 5 Tribes, Ticket to Ride, and I got a Maple Leaf book in there too. I'm a big hockey Maple Leafs fan, so. Over here we have some Garfield games. Hadrian's Wall, a great solo game, roll and write. Viscounts of the West Kingdom, and here's the other 2 West Kingdom games that I've got the big box collector's edition for now. Really good games. I really like that they decided to make bigger boxes that can hold all the expansions now. Next we have It's a Wonderful World. And behind that, we got some Plan B games. We got Equinox, Century, the Century series. Got Reef, Azul. We also have the Bloody Inn and Demon Worker. Two kind of weirder themed games, but really good games. And right here, we have the Marvel Champions shelf. I have everything for Marvel Champions. I've got the 4 campaigns and soon to be 5 soon. I also have 2 of the core boxes just because I wanted more cards to play with. So I needed to get that. Down here we have Teotihuacan, City of the Gods. Behind it we have some other T games. We got Tekenu, Zulkin, and then Bunny Kingdom, which doesn't really match, but that's how it goes. Next we have Everdell. Great little worker placement game. I shouldn't say little, but yeah. Then we have Star Wars Outer Rim, In the Hall of Mountain King, Dinosaur Island, which I think I'm going to actually go get rid of sometime soon, just because another game has kind of replaced it, which we'll see later on, I think, somewhere. Alright, next we got Anno 1800, which is a game that I thought I was not going to like, but I ended up really enjoying this one. Then we have some more Garfield games, the North Sea games, and Circadian's Last Light, Space Base along with expansion, Onitama, and 2 roll and write games, Long Shot and Roll and Write. Okay, next we have Rajas of the Ganges. I was just talking about Yamatai being a really good cover. I really like Rajas of the Ganges because, you know, it just kind of pops. I like these board game covers that pop and catch your attention. Underneath, we got Spectre Ops, great hidden movement game. Empires of the North, Hiroshima Hex, really good, kind of abstract-ish game. And Suburbia, the classic city building game. Going down lower here, we got Brian Boru, High King of Ireland. One of the biggest shocks I've ever had for board gaming was how much I actually enjoy this game. Underneath it, we have Wingspan, Mariposas, both Elizabeth Hargrave board games, Maracaibo and Aquatica, and the expansion. Next, we got Eco's First Continent, a John DeClaire game. Really good designer. And we got the Clank games, plus the Hunger and Histrio. I think I'm going to get rid of the Hunger. I don't like it as much as Clank, so there's not really any reason I would break out that game rather than Clank. Got Heaven and Ale. Not a very good looking cover, but it's a really good Euro-style game. Underneath, Isle of Cats, Santa Monica, Summoner Wars 2nd Edition, and Anomaly. I have not played this one yet, but I really like that cover. Underneath, we got Moonrakers, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Munchkin is probably going to be leaving the collection. It's probably going to be put into the giveaways for Game-A-Palooza, actually. Let's go to the lower shelf. Wow, this is bad for my knees. We have The Loop, great cooperative game. And underneath, we have Seven Wonders Architect and Daimyo Senso. Seven Wonders Architect is probably going to leave the collection. I don't like it nearly as much as the other Seven Wonders games. Here we have Nemo's War, and yeah, these are just a bunch of solo games that I really enjoy. And we have over here Smartphone Inc., Haven, Marvel Villainous, Caverna, Shakespeare, a game I want to like, but I don't like it as much as other people seem to. Underneath, we got Seven Wonders, El Dorado, War of the World, and Planet. Let's move to our next shelf. So our next area, we have my board game calendar by Steph Hodge. I kickstarted that. Need to switch the month soon. And we have some of my smaller games. This is a smaller game shelf. We have all of my little card games, kind of, that are at this house, at least. And I have got tons of them. So if you ever think I don't play little card games, you are wrong. I love little card games. Games that give you a lot of depth in a small little package. And we are on our last 2 shelves. There's 2 shelves in one here. But on the side here, I've got a bunch of different playmats. I got a really big playmat, some little ones, some actual playmats for specific games. I got Gearworks, Architects, Splendor, Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition. I got a playmat for Marvel Champions. Then I've got a Dice Tower playmat as well. So let's go to the top of this shelf. And on the top here, I have all these little games that were in the square box, and I just decided to put them on top of a shelf. And it saved me a lot of room on my other shelves since I did this. This side is all two-player games from this size box, and they're all really good games, actually. And then this other side, got some roll and rights up top there, and some in the middle there. Some good games there. Yes, I tend to like the games that are in this box size for some reason or another. And right here, we have all the boxes for Unmatched. I don't have any of the Unmatched characters in them. I actually have them in a box that is in my car, that stays in my car, because we play Unmatched so much that I never take it out of my car. Then I just have a Lord of the Rings puzzle that one day I will get to, maybe. Then going to our top shelf of this. And it's a bunch of cooperative games, but over here we have real-time cooperative games, which I tend not to like, but these ones are good. This one is the most frustrating game I think I've ever played in my life, though. And we got some more cooperative games, Thanos Rising. Arkham Horror, the card game, which me and some friends are actually going through the Dunwich Legacy expansion campaign right now. I forget how much I love that game. Plus Elder Sign is there. Rescuing Robin Hood. Really underrated cooperative game. Over here we have some simpler cooperative games that are still really good. Wonder Woman, one of the most underrated games in my opinion. Then we got the two horrified games, which obviously I really like, and they've become kind of a hit in the cooperative world. Down here we have Ruins of Mars and a bunch of games I've never played, but eventually will. Got Race for the Galaxy. Which out of these games should I play first? All of them I'm really interested in and excited to play. Let's go over here. We got Funkoverse, the Harry Potter one, which is an okay game. We got Flashpoint, Fire Rescue Endangered, The Captain is Dead. And this is my party game shelf. I'm not a big party game person, but these are games that I don't mind playing these ones. Especially QE is probably my favorite on this shelf for sure. Going down, a couple big box cooperative games, Hellboy and Harry Potter, Hogwarts Battle. And we have a Star Wars Destiny, which is a sort of dice battling game. We've It's a Wonderful Kingdom, the legendary Kickstarter edition, which I'm probably going to get rid of. I'm not a big fan of this game at all, actually, compared to the original kit. Then we got Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, War Chest, and Dungeon Mayhem. I'm probably going to get rid of Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition as well. I feel like I'm one of the few people that didn't like that game. We got Hit the Road, Caro, Gearworks, the Kickstarter edition, and then Dinosaur Island Rawrnright. Dinosaur Island Rawrnright is why I'm going to be getting rid of Dinosaur Island, probably because I like this edition way, way more, and it's very easy to get to the table. Going down here, we got Athenium, Viticulture, one of my favorite worker placement games. Over here we have Brew, a really nice looking cover, but it's a really take that game. Over here we have some really good games in Luna Capital and Cascadia. Also love me some Mr. Jack. We have two of the King of Tokyo games, Scarabia, Pan Am, which is a really good game in my opinion. Then we have some more roll and write games, some really good roll and write games over there. Then we have some classic games down here that I like. Carcassonne, Catan, Scattergories, Splendor. Down here we have Dino World, Res Arcana, Unforgiven, love that game. Nova Luna, great game. Nidavellir over here, one of my favorite games from I think 2020. Dice Miner, really good dice chucking drafting game. Over here we got some Dice Throne and some polyomino games, Baron Park and Gingerbread House. And so yeah, that's my entire collection, other than games that are scattered, like I said, around maybe the house or at friend's house, family, stuff like that. I have some games at my board game place that I play games at as well even. So yeah, but that's for the most part my entire collection. And obviously my collection has grown immensely lately, and I think I'm going to have to try and cull a lot of these games back. I would like to bring my collection back down to about 300 games, make it a more manageable game, because obviously if you got a collection that's 600 some games, you can't play every game, even in 1 year, that you have. I mean, you could, I guess, if you played every game once and went through it. But yeah, I just don't have enough time to play them, especially if you're learning new games at the same rate that I learn new games. Old games kind of take a back seat. So yeah, I'd like to cull at probably 300 games out of my collection and bring it down to like my top 300 games, just keeping those. But yeah, either way, let me know down in the comments, like, how big is your collection? Are there any games in my collection that you have? Do we have any crossover? How many, what do you think about having these large board game collections? Do you have a way to cull down? What do you choose what to keep and what to cull? But yeah, that will complete this video. So if you did enjoy this video, as always, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.